So some big matchups made in the UFC today. Henry Cejudo will be taking on Chito Vera, UFC 292, and Jessica Andrade will be fighting Tatiana Suarez in the strawweight division. Looking forward to that fight also. But yeah, let's get right into it. Henry Cejudo will be taking on Chito Vera, UFC 292. Really looking forward to this fight, but in all honesty, let's be honest, let's start from the beginning. Does this fight really make much sense? No, when you've got Corey Sandhagen there. You know, Chito Vera really should be the guy fighting Umar Nurmagomedov. Doesn't really make much sense whatsoever if you really go and think about it. You know, Chito Vera just got 50-45. I don't know what that judge was smoking. He scored it for Chito Vera. I mean, how can you score that for Chito Vera? That's crazy. But yeah, you know, you got Chito Vera taking on Henry Cejudo, who just had a very razor-thin close decision against Aljamain Sterling, the current bantamweight champion of the world. Doesn't make much sense to, have them fighting when Corey Sandhagen's fighting the number 11 ranked guy, Umar Nurmagomedov. Doesn't really make much sense. It should be Chito Vera being thrown to the wolves in this situation, in my honest opinion. You got Chito Vera getting... I mean, could this be a number one contender fight? Like, really? I don't know. Like, it's kind of weird how they've done the matchmaking here, let's be honest, because you have Merab Dvalishvili, who's out with an injury. Of course, he's going to be out for like 5-6 months or something like that with a hand injury. You've got Sean O'Malley who's getting the title shot. And then you have, if I can speak properly, holy shit, Henry Cejudo taking on Chito Vera. So like, and then it should have been Corey Sandhagen getting, getting Henry Cejudo after he beat Chito Vera 50-45. Absolutely schooled him over 5 rounds, out striking him, out wrestling him, out grappling him, completely show levels to Chito Vera. And he's literally getting a like. They're like basically saying he lost, if that makes sense. Like, they're playing him as he lost his last fight to Chito Vera, which makes no sense. I'm curious if they're trying to like have Chito Vera just in case Sean O'Malley loses, so they can maybe make a big matchup in between Chito Vera and Sean O'Malley, just in case, if Sean O'Malley loses, which I think he will to Aljamain Sterling. They have a decent backup fight for Sean O'Malley, which will still get traction, obviously, because of that first fight he had where Chito Vera got that weird leg kick where they hit the perennial nerve and got that stoppage victory. But yeah, where does Peter Yan lie? Because Peter Yan, Rob Font maybe, Marlon Vera, like I said, is fighting Henry Cejudo. Corey Sandhagen's fighting Umar Nurmagomedov. I just don't understand, how can you have Chito Vera fighting a guy, the number 3 ranked bantamweight contender in the world, and you have Corey Sandhagen fighting the number 11 after he just beat Chito Vera? Like, how does that make any sense whatsoever? It makes no sense. There's definitely, I'm pretty sure they're doing this to set up, the big matchup in between, just to have Chito Vera at the top so they can set up the Sean O'Malley matchup in the future, of course. So I really don't understand this matchup whatsoever. Like, if Corey Sandhagen wins, like, what benefit does he get whatsoever? Nothing. Like, he won't get a title shot from beating Umar Nurmagomedov, because people will be like, oh, he was overrated, even though everyone's picking Umar Nurmagomedov, which I'm not picking Corey Sandhagen to win that matchup. And yeah, like, you have Sean O'Malley, like Merab, like, it just doesn't really make any sense. The division's a bit scrambled, if you want me to be honest. Like, Merab really should be getting the title shot, but he doesn't want to fight his boyfriend Aljamain Sterling. You have Sean O'Malley getting the title shot after just beating one guy who's highly ranked in Peter Yan. Peter Yan's number 5 has no opponent right now, and he's gonna have to fighting down in the rankings because he's basically lost to all the guys at the top right now, Aljamain Sterling, Merab, and Sean O'Malley. So yeah, like, where's Peter Yan gonna go? But yeah, who am I gonna pick in that matchup between Chito Vera and Henry Cejudo? I'm gonna have to side with Henry Cejudo in this matchup. I just have to, because the wrestling advantages is just gonna be too much for Chito Vera. Chito Vera has been taken down by guys like Jose Aldo, Frankie Edgar, and his last fight against Corey Sandhagen. So it's a no-brainer to pick Henry Cejudo in this matchup. I don't really see how Chito Vera can win. Maybe like a front kick to the face, maybe attack Henry Cejudo's legs, maybe, and just dead his legs early. but you know, I do see Henry Cejudo getting those takedowns over and over again. We just seen in his last matchup, he's still one of the best fighters at the bantamweight division. After a 3-year layoff, you know, older than he's ever been, slower than he's ever been. So, you know, he's going to be more active, and I think we'll see a better Henry Cejudo than we've seen in his last fight against Aljamain Sterling. So yeah, I think Henry Cejudo has all the advantages coming into this fight. Like I said, you know, he has the wrestling to really put Chito Vera on his back foot, put him on his ass and win minutes there. You know, Chito Vera can maybe win a round on damage. That is definitely possible, but I'm just gonna have to lean 30-27. It's Henry Cejudo, unanimous decision over 3 rounds. I think he should be able to get that one done pretty easily. And then going into your next news story, I guess, of today, Jessica Andrade will be taking on Tatiana Suarez in the strawweight division. Oh, that's actually a decent matchup. I'm not the biggest fan of women's MMA. It's a complete snooze fest. The skill level is kind of ass, but this is a good matchup. This is a really good matchup. You know, Tatiana Suarez, this is one of her hardest matchups aside from Carla Esparza that she fought like 4 or 5 years ago, and she beat her. So I'm gonna have to lean with Tatiana Suarez in this matchup. I think it's a no-brainer. You know, again, just like Henry Cejudo, they both have the wrestling advantage. Both like Chito Vera doesn't have the best wrestling defense, and Jessica Andrade in her last few performances has shown not the best wrestling defense. You know, Erin Blanchfield literally just easily got her down and easily transitioned to a submission, and not Amanda Lemish, I was looking at her name in the strawweight division. Jessica Andrade completely just gave up her back, and Erin Blanchfield, you know, easily got the submission. And her last fight, she like got KO'd out cold by Yan Xiaonan, who's never had a KO finish, or she's had 1 KO finish in her whole career. So what's her confidence going to be coming in to this fight against one of the hottest prospects in the strawweight division? You know, I don't see this going well for her whatsoever, Jessica Andrade. You know, I just see Tatiana Suarez being able to get this fight to the mat and easily dominate her from there. Get a 3, maybe she gets a submission, but I see her winning this fight definitely over 3 rounds. And is this a number 1 contender fight for, obviously not for, you know, Jessica Andrade, of course, because she's coming off 2 losses, and obviously in strawweight she's coming off 1 loss. But yeah, I think that this could be a number 1 contender fight, because I think the UFC do like Tatiana Suarez. She is a big name in the women's division. You know, a lot of people knew her. I'd say she's a bigger name than gals like Yan Xiaonan, Carla Esparza. She could be a bigger name than her. She already beat Carla Esparza. So this really could be a title shot for her. Or if she wins this, I think you have to do Yan Xiaonan versus Tatiana Suarez in this strawweight division, because both gals will be ranked 3, 4, around that kind of, you know, those like rankings. So I think that definitely makes sense for a number 1 contender fight, 100%. Both girls on a long win streak. Both girls, I think only Yan Xiaonan's lost twice, and Tatiana Suarez has never lost. So I think that matchup makes a lot of sense if Tatiana Suarez can get past Jessica Andrade. But there you have it, guys. There was my UFC reaction to all the news. Henry Cejudo will be taking on Marlon Vera at UFC 292, and I don't know when Tatiana Suarez will be fighting Jessica Andrade, but I'm sure it's like around that time. So yeah, really looking forward to those 2 matchups. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe for more content, comment your predictions down in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good day. Peace.